Right, in question 3 they ask us to locate the text box in the paragraph under introduction and make some changes to it. So let's first of all locate that text box. There is only one, so that's fairly obvious to get. And the first thing they ask us to do is to change the 2 in KM2 to superscript. Okay, first of all, what do we mean by superscript? Okay, superscript is when the text appears slightly raised. So, for example, something like x squared, or 3 to the power of 8, whatever it happens to be. And we need to, in this case, obviously the intention was to write this text as kilometers squared. Okay, at the moment it just reads km2, which is a bit confusing. A couple of ways of doing it. Probably the easiest is just go to your font tab over here and have a look at the subscript, which would be the opposite. For example, like H2O be written slightly down from the normal text, and there's the superscript. If you can't find it there or don't spot it straight away, you can always go to the font dialog option and go and have a look where we were just now. When we looked at outline effect, we can have a superscript effect, and it shows you what it'll look like. So there's the square that we've got for that. That was done fairly easily. Then they ask us to change the border to a red, round, dotted 3-point border. So be careful of these type of questions where there are a number of different options that they're actually asking you. It's quite easy to skip over one of the options. So even if you have to highlight them separately or underline them, make sure that you're catching all of them, because they normally count 1 mark each. So it has to be red, it's a round dotted, and it's 3-point. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our text box that we were looking at, and the easiest is just to right click on it and go to format text box. Okay, and there'll be various options. One of the options that obviously was there was the option of the lines that we're looking at. So we're looking at a 3-point line. You can either type it in or just click on the up arrow here under weight. And the option they wanted for the color was a red one. Okay, that's red, and a round dotted option. Now, often people say, well, I don't know which is round dotted. Well, if you rest your cursor on the various options that they give, the tooltip will pop up and will tell you that then there's the one we're looking for, is the round dotted option. And there we go. That's been highlighted for us. What else have we have to do with this text box? Is there anything else we have to do? We have to add a shadow effect to the text box, and this can be done in probably one of 2 or 3 different ways. Right, let's go back there again. Various options we could look at. Let's right click and go to formatting our text box and see if there's anything obvious underneath there that we can use. It's colors and lines. I don't see anything about shadows at this stage anywhere like that. It might be under fill effects. No, there's gradients, textures, patterns, nothing else we would want there. The layout doesn't help us, and there doesn't appear to be anything else underneath there. Okay, again, as we said previously, we don't panic then we just go back and we say, right, well, it's not available on the right click. We probably need to go to the top and look at the formatting options that are available while this particular object is clicked or selected. Okay, so while this object is selected, we can go back and you can see there are a whole host of options now. Shadow effects, all sorts of effects that we can have, and any shadow effect. They haven't specified a particular shadow effect, so we can choose any shadow effect that we choose. That'll be sufficient just to show that we've got one. And that's it for that question.